What does it feel like when you really, really want something? You think about it all the time. Maybe you save up every penny you can earn. Or you beg your parents, please, 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 I'll never ask for anything ever again. Whether it's a toy or a game or a pair of shoes or even some kind of lesson, it feels like everything will be perfect if only you can have it. And sometimes, finally, you get it! Yeah! At first, it's great. Everything you hoped for. But then that new toy or game or pair of shoes or an experience, it starts to get old. It's less exciting. Maybe even it breaks. Now you're bored. You want something else new. And it happens over and over and over again. But here's the amazing thing. God's given you a superpower to defeat the cycle. Instead of always focusing on something new, something you don't have, fix your eyes on what you do have. Ask God to help you see the value and fun in whatever it is you have now. That vintage game, that pair of kicks with serious character, that you've got time to kick the soccer ball around with your mom or dad, even if you can't be on that expensive traveling team. Choosing contentment doesn't mean you can never have new things or exciting experiences, but it does mean you can find things to love in your life right now as it is. And when you do that, others can see God at work in you. And that's why choosing contentment is an amazing way to worship God with your life. Because worship is about more than just singing loud. It's all about living loud.
It's not looking good, everybody. It's not looking good. Sorry. I'm Erica, and I'm distraught. I just left the bike repair shop. I had to ride my scooter to get here. My bike, my favorite bike, my newly renovated classic, the beautiful bike is broken. There's a chance it could be repaired, but there's also a chance my bicycle has seen her last ride. It's not looking good, guys. I apologize. I'm not very good today at showing contentment. Contentment is learning to be okay with what you have. But how can I be okay with my bike I may not have anymore? The memories. Oh! I did the wrong hand. I'll sure miss that old girl. You know, I don't think I'll ever be happy again. Unless they're able to repair my bike. Or unless I can save up enough money to buy a new bike. But until then, I guess I'm gonna have to be sad. Because my bike is broken. Because it's broken. In today's story, we'll hear about some people who were stuck somewhere between where they used to be and where they wanted to go. If only they could have been okay with what they had in the present. Hey! I have a scooter! I can ride it to the store to go look at new bikes! Bye, guys! The store is the other way.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Exodus, chapters 16 and 17.
The Israelites had lived as slaves in Egypt for hundreds of years, but God worked miraculous signs and parted the waters of the Red Sea to lead them to freedom.
Sing to the Lord, He is greatly honored. He has brought Pharaoh's horses and chariot drivers into the Red Sea.
God's people were free. But it didn't take long for all that singing and celebrating to turn into whining. The Israelites complained to their leader, Moses.
You must want all of us to die of hunger out here.
Yeah, we had it good in Egypt. All the food we wanted.
You do remember you were slaves, right?
But we had so much meat we could barbecue every day.
The people continued to grumble, so Moses took their complaints to the Lord.
The people don't trust you to give them food.
I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people must go out each day. Have them gather enough bread for that day.
Moses and Aaron called the people of Israel together to share God's words.
Come to the Lord. He has heard you speak against him.
As Aaron spoke, the glory of the Lord appeared as a cloud in the desert. Once again, God spoke to Moses.
Tell the people, when the sun goes down, you will eat meat. In the morning you will be filled with bread. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God.
Moses and Aaron told the people everything that God had said.
In the evening, you will know that the Lord brought you out of Egypt, and in the morning you will see the glory of the Lord. He will give you meat to eat in the evening. He'll give you all the bread you want in the morning.
Ha! Seeing is believing.
Then you should probably look over there.
Whoa.
A large flock of quail, more birds than anyone had ever seen, settled upon the camp like a twittering, fluttering ocean.
Quail barbecue for dinner!
That evening, everybody in the camp ate their fill, and in the morning, heavy dew settled on the ground, and as it dried, it left something behind.
What's this?
Looks like snow.
Like what?
The stuff that falls on mountaintops.
Flaky, white, tastes like honey.
This is manna. It's the bread the Lord has given you to eat. Gather only as much as you need for the day.
What about tomorrow?
Don't keep any of it until morning. God will give us what we need then.
The Israelites gathered up the manna, sharing until each family had enough.
Manna cakes, manna pudding, manna tostadas.
Manna and quail pizza.
Some people disobeyed God and tried to keep leftovers until the next day.
Ew.
But any manna kept overnight, filled with maggots. As long as the Israelites stayed in the desert, the Lord provided fresh manna for them to eat every single morning.
Time to move camp.
The Israelites soon moved to their next camp in Rephidim, and although manna was plentiful, fresh water was not.
Seriously? I am so parched.
Even though God had worked miracle upon miracle and provided food from nowhere, the Israelites still panicked. They turned on Moses once again.
Give us water to drink right now.
Why are you arguing with me? Don't you trust the Lord?
Why did you lead us out of Egypt?
At least we had water there. Now we're all going to die of thirst.
The Israelites were so angry, they actually picked up stones to throw at Moses. Frustrated, Moses cried out to the Lord.
What am I going to do with these people? They're ready to kill me.
Go out in front of the people. Take the walking stick you used when you struck the Nile River. I will stand there in front of you by the rock at Mount Horeb. Hit the rock, then water will come out of it.
Thank you, Lord.
Moses called the leaders and the people of Israel together.
Come up with me to the rock at Mount Horeb.
The huge rock overshadowed Moses as he walked beneath it, walking stick held high.
Now see what God will do.
Moses struck the rock. Immediately, God caused cold, clear water to gush from the rock, forming a rushing stream below.
Not bad.
Yeah, I guess it beats Egypt. For now.
Over and over, God showed that He would care for His people, but still the Israelites were tempted to long for what they had before, in spite of their newfound freedom.
The Israelites were slaves in Egypt, but then God rescued them and brought them into freedom. You'd think they would be overjoyed, but instead, they whined and complained about what they didn't have. Now, it's easy for us to look back at the Israelites and think, How could they act that way? Didn't they realize what God had done for them? But the truth is, we can sometimes whine and complain when we don't immediately get what we want. Sometimes we look backwards, like when we start a new school year. My teacher last year didn't give us much homework. Sometimes we look to the future, like when we're waiting for something exciting. I want Christmas to be here right now! We spend all this time looking backward and forward that we completely forget to look at what we have right now. For instance, right now, I may not have a bicycle, but I do have a scooter. What about you? Think about it. Don't think about what you don't have. Think of what you do have. It could be a favorite toy or a favorite thing to wear. Could be friends. Could be a place to sleep at night. Could be family. What do you have right now? I can tell you one thing you have, no matter who you are. You have a God who loves you so much that he sent his son Jesus to die for you. And that will always be true. Here's the one thing to remember today. Don't miss out on what you have right now. Right now, I have a good attitude. I've got strength and energy. And I've got a scooter to ride around on. I'm so content. I'll see ya. Vroom.
Well, I've been moving in a new direction, and don't you know that something's gonna change? I've been infected by God's injection. Now I don't say the things I used to say, 'cause now I'm changed. I'm not the same, and now I'm moving in God's direction, and I feel good about that. It makes me wanna jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Don't you know I do it night and day? Jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Oh yeah. Well, I've been looking from a new perspective. My eyes are open now, what can I say? And now I'm walking with a new objective, ever since the day that Jesus saved me. 'Cause now I'm changed, I'm not the same, and now I'm moving in God's direction, and I feel good about that. It makes me wanna jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Don't you know I do it night and day? Jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Oh yeah. Jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Don't you know I do it night and day? Jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Oh yeah. Spirit's moving me to be effective and not just lay around and waste away. And Lord, I'm glad that you were resurrected and not still laying down there in that grave, no. And now I'm changed, I'm not the same, no. And now I'm moving in your direction, and I feel good about that. It makes me wanna jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Don't you know I do it night and day? Jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Oh yeah. Jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Don't you know I do it night and day? Jump up, spin around, get up, get down. Oh yeah. He'll never change, he stays the same. So get him moving in God's direction, and you'll feel good about that.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let Oh, oh, you are the peace